Hey everyone, welcome to the premiere episode of the Ranger Café. So I'd like to welcome everybody. This show will be also on the Hasbro Power Rangers page and Power Rangers Generations page on Facebook. And as always, we are powered by Pod Decks. If you're not familiar with Pod Decks, they are little decks of cards that have questions on them for new podcasters or current podcasters that just want to change things up a little bit and ask some off the wall questions that maybe you wouldn't think of. So if you're interested in that, please go to this website here and use redeem code NERD21. And I will put it in a scrolling ticker here as the video goes on, and we will make sure that that's scrolling across the bottom of the screen like it is right now. So that way you can go and write down that website and write down that code, NERD21, and you get 10% off your purchase at checkout for your first purchase. All right, so on today's episode of the Ranger Cafe, we are going to be talking about the upcoming second annual Best Power Ranger Series fan vote. And for anybody that's familiar with this, we did this last year with Hasbro Power Rangers Group, and it was a moderate success. I'm hoping that we get a better turnout this year, being it's the second year. And we're changing things up a little bit from what we did last year. Last year was a little chaotic. We were doing match by match, and it was a real bear for me to keep up with, being that I was the one exclusively doing this. This is my brainchild, and I just like to get people's opinions. That and it gave us something to do at the start of the quarantine last year, and it's in March, and everybody gets March Madness. So I figured let's keep it in March, and let's do something fun that's Power Ranger related. So last year's champion was Power Rangers in Space, and we are changing the brackets up a little bit this year. Here's the bracket. Let me get to it here. So here's Power Rangers in Space. So they're immediately the first five, I believe it was five. Yes, the first five series in the rankings from last year get an immediate first round bye. So, and I mixed it up a little bit this year so that way we didn't have the same series going up against the same series. So we did it by rankings. And it just happened to be like occasionally you get two that are back-to-back series like RPM and Operation Overdrive ranked 16 and 17 respectively. But then you get the ones that you would expect like SPD versus Super Samurai, Beast Morpher Season 2 versus Mystic Force, which Beast Morpher Season 2 is actually new to the field this year because of it have just being completed, which is why you won't see Dino Fury on here. So, but so your round one matches are RPM and Operation Overdrive, SPD and Super Samurai, Beast Morpher Season 2 Mystic Force, Super Mega Force and Jungle Fury, Lightspeed Rescue and Samurai, Ninja Steel and Turbo, Mighty Morphin Season 3 and Mega Force, Super Dino Charge and Mighty Morphin Season 1, Zeo and Super Ninja Steel, Beast Morpher Season 1 and Ninja Storm, and Wild Force and Dino Charge. And then your week one buy, or you might as well say week one buys because we're doing this weekly this year. That's the change in the setup. We're going to run all 8 of these matches, or 10 of these matches in 1 week. So there's going to be 10 polls going in 1 week. So you get to vote for in each one of them at least once. And it's also going to be on Twitter, and it's going to be at Hasbro Power Rangers group. I hadn't been able to get permission to do so at Power Rangers Generations yet, but if I can, I will be doing it there as well. So we shall see. So there will be 3 places that you can vote. You can vote 3 times for each one of your series that you want to vote for. So, and I'll tell you right now, occasionally Twitter swung the pendulum for some of these rankings, and occasionally Facebook swung the pendulum for some of these rankings. So just because you think that one isn't going to matter to the other, it could. It very well could. I had a lot of results last year that were just one time. There was just one vote. That's all it was. One single vote. So, yeah, the top 5 were In Space, Dino Thunder, Time Force, Lost Galaxy, and MMPR Season 2. So those will be your round 2s. And then each side of the bracket here also has, well, this one actually has 2 open slots over here off to the right. So there's 3 open match slots to be determined that we have no idea who's going to be in those. So, yeah, I mean, like I said, I had a couple that 1 vote was all it took. And it changed everything. Let's see if I can pull that one up. Yes, right here. Pretty sure it was a few of them. We had quite a few blowouts, like Operation Overdrive versus Mighty Morphin Season 2. That was a blowout. Right here, Mystic Force and Mighty Morphin Season 3. 31-30. I knew we had at least one. That got changed through Twitter. Mystic Force squeaked out a win on Twitter, and it just took them over to give them the win. Give me 1 second here. I got to take care of something. All right. Apologies for that. Granted, I believe I'm off camera right now because I have the screen up. Yes, I do. Let's see. Was there any other ones from last year that were close? Time Force, Mighty Morphin Season 1, 6 points. So, yeah, there's a couple of them that got swung one way or the other there. So make sure you get your votes in all places that you can vote, because it could be the difference. But so that's that. And round 1 will begin March 1st at midnight. That's when I'm going to start setting all these polls to go, because I will just be I will just be getting home from work and getting all this stuff ready to go, and making sure this all goes off without a hitch. I'll be doing this every week on Sunday nights, leading into Monday mornings. We will then actually, no, correction. I have that wrong. I will be shutting off the polls Saturday night at midnight, and then starting the new ones on Sunday. So I'll be shutting one round down and starting the next round immediately once I have the tallies from the round that we're in. So round 1 will actually finish on let me pull a calendar up here real quick. will finish on the 6th, not the 7th. I have these dated wrong, so that's my mistake. Votes will be okay. No, I don't have this wrong. Vote finalizes March 7th. So technically, yes, the vote will finalize March 7th, and the round 2 will actually start. This is where I had the dates wrong. Round 2 will begin March 7th. So just ignore that March 8th. It is March 7th. And same thing with this one, with the quarterfinals, will be March 14th that it'll start. I have the start dates wrong. And I just happen to notice that now. So I will fix that. Then we will obviously crown a champion. So there will be our semifinals, and then our finals, and we will be a day late on announcing the winner of the final round due to the Easter holiday. So, and actually the semifinals will be a day late as well. So that actually kind of works out. The last 2 weeks will be a day late because the semifinals, I'm actually going to be out of town for semifinals. So instead of it finalizing on March 28th, it'll probably finalize very, very late on March 28th or very, very early March 29th, which will be that following Monday. So really everything getting pushed back a day from there actually works to our advantage because of the Easter holiday the next weekend. Once we get a champion crown for this year, then we're going to have a special episode. We're going to look at differences from the first year and see who got further this year, who lagged behind this year. And then from there, that'll lead us into another episode where we're just going to do the average rankings. We're going to take the 2 seasons. We're going to combine all the votes. And then we're going to come out with an average for each series of how they rank so far. So pretty straightforward. Give me 1 second here. Someone responded to me about something. Power Rangers related. All right. Sorry about that. And that's pretty much how it's going to go this year for the second annual fan vote. Well, it should go off a lot easier this year. There was a lot of things that were messed up last year, but once we were in it, we were stuck in it. And I made notes of where we could have done better. And so that's what I did. And this is what we came out with this year. We'll run this system this year. And then if we can tweak it for next year, then we will. But that's how it's going to run. It's going to run the entire month of March into the first week of April. So let's have fun. Get your votes in. And remember to be respectful while doing this. This is all for fun. It's not for anybody to be an ass about. Now, on to the second half of this episode. First episode thoughts on Dino Fury. Color me intrigued. Mighty Morphin isn't the original, which, I mean, for us, chronologically wise, being shown they're the original for us. But timeline wise for the show, they're not the originals, which is very interesting. And it makes me wonder, did Zordon know about them? And could Zordon be one of the Morphine Masters? Could he be one of the, what was it, 6 of them? 7 of them that came floating from one reality to the other? I don't know much about the Morphin Masters. I know they're in the comics. I haven't got that far yet. I am just starting to read the comics. I'm trying to learn what order I should read them all in, because I know Shattered Grid kind of like really screws with everything. So I'm kind of just going at the pace that the End of the Grid crew is going with. And as they're reading them, I'm reading them. So it's going to take me a minute to get caught up. But it would be interesting to see if Zordon would happen to be one of the Morphine Masters. And if he is, that means Zordon's back for a little bit, at least for this season, maybe next season. Because I heard that Dino Fury is going to be another 2-season setup like what we have had. Just hopefully none of this super bullshit. I'm so glad Beast Morphers didn't do super. They just wanted to go, oh, okay, yeah, 2nd season of Beast Morphers. Cool. I prefer that. I really do. But yeah, too soon to really judge about the new team, considering the fact they're all not there yet. We focused on, what was it? Blue and pink, I think it was. And then obviously Red made his grand entrance, because Red has to make a grand entrance. I'm curious about that dinosaur though. Not sure if that's supposed to be our mentor figure, or if that's more like our alpha figure. So I'm still, the jury's out on that character. I want to see what route they're going to take, mentor or assistant. But short of that, that and what was the villain's name? I can't think of his name right now. It's escaping me. But is he the main villain, or is he a general to somebody that's bigger? Because he feels like he's a Korag from Mystic Force. I kind of got the Korag vibe off of him. Like, he's being puppeted by something bigger. So, I wish I had somebody to be on here with me. I tried to get somebody on, and just internet just wasn't having it on his end. And hopefully we can get him on with the 2nd episode when we go over the results for round 1. And we talk about episode 2 of Dino Fury, because I don't really have anything else to really to mention about Dino Fury episode 1. I thought it was a good episode. Honestly, I thought it was a pretty good premiere. Premieres have been pretty weak lately, and I think this one pretty much hit it on the head. So I don't know what they have in store, and I like that. I like that they brought the Morphine Masters back. Granted, they were only ever mentioned once in show canon, which is like, 7 episodes in on the 1st season. It was a really quick throwaway line and never, ever brought back up again. And here we are, 27 years later, and they're like, oh yeah, Morphine Masters going to be big. They're going to be in this. So hopefully Morphine Masters play a huge role for this one to happen. And by the way, I pointed this out when somebody shared a picture of that scene when the Morphine Masters showed up, and we see the original team of Dino Fury. I saw Goldie on the left-hand side of that picture. Didn't think we saw him, but we did. I had my Tony Stark moment from the Avengers, being like, we didn't think you saw him playing Galaga, but we did. I seen you, Goldie. I seen you trying to hide behind one of the Morphine Masters on screen. It didn't work so well. I caught your ass. So I'm curious who Gold is. That, and I've been seeing things about a brown ranger, which kind of interesting. And if I'm right about this quote unquote villain, which I still for life of me can't think of his name, and it's going to bother the shit out of me, and that's what I get for doing an episode at 5 o'clock in the morning because of insomnia. But yeah, if he's a Korag, then I mean there's another ranger. So because even the Red Ranger went and mentioned, he made point to make comment, where did you get that armor? And he goes and says, don't worry about it, it's mine now. So pretty sure he's going to be our evil ranger for the season, which is, I mean, if he truly is an evil ranger, awesome. I want an evil ranger. I want an evil ranger that's going to throw down with the Power Rangers. The only one to do it right so far, honestly, has been Tommy, the original Green. So maybe, just maybe, we might get one that's going to throw down with our Ranger team and actually be a threat and make them work for it. I would enjoy that. I think the last time we had a Ranger, if you want to call him an evil Ranger, anything, was Psycho Rangers, because I don't really count Alpha Squad from SPD because they're in the show, all of maybe 15 minutes for the entire season. So I don't really count them. Psycho Rangers kicked ass. And they had the title Rangers, so in my mind, they count for evil Rangers. I mean, I know officially they probably don't, but I've always counted them as evil Rangers, and I always thought they were badass. So, but that is my thoughts on Dino Fury. That is everything I have to talk about the second annual fan vote. Remember, it's going to be on my Twitter page, which I will bring that up right now, right here at hotel_nerd86. And it will also be at the Hasbro Power Rangers Facebook page. And it'll, if I can get permission from Power Rangers Generations, then it's going to be there as well. So I'm hoping that we have 3 avenues that we can do this vote on this year. I might put it up in the Hotel Nerd group. I don't know. So if I do that, then there'll be 4. But I'm going to try to keep it focused within the Power Rangers community. So, yeah, that's it. That's episode 1. Welcome to the cafe. Hopefully you like it. Hopefully we can get some guests on. I'm slowly starting to friend people that were on the cast of previous Power Rangers shows. Maybe I can get them on and we can do some one-on-ones with them. Maybe even use the pod decks to ask them some questions that normally wouldn't get asked in a Power Rangers interview. So we shall see. Let's make this a big thing. Let's blow this up. Let's like and subscribe to the Hotel Nerd Network on YouTube, and send the comment, send the like, hell, send the dislike. It all helps. It helps us get viewed through the YouTube algorithm. Also, we made a changeover from Anchor to Pod. I think it was Podbean or Bean Pod. Hang on. I'll tell you here in a minute. Podbean. I was right the first time. We just made an audio transition to Podbean. So if there is any technical difficulties at the moment, please bear with us. It's the first time that we've done a migration from Anchor to another hosting service. Podbean seems like it's going to be a better fit for us. And we'll just see where it goes from there and help us grow. As Rita would say, make my monster grow. This is my monster. Hotel Nerd is my monster. Help me make my monster grow. With that, have a good night. May the power protect you.